everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of What CD is Rob listening to now? And now we're going back to 1983, when Styx would release their most polarizing album, just a couple short years after an album many see as their best. This album, Kilroy Was Here, is a concept album about a dystopian world where music is illegal, a subject matter that many people have written about. It's not new. This would be the last album from the quote-unquote classic lineup of the band. And though it does sort of get a bad rap, it's really not a bad album. The album starts with a song that is fairly well known. From enjoying a lot of radio play to car commercials, Mr. Robota would become one of the band's biggest songs. With its keyboard work and Dennis DeYoung vocal performance, this track would not only be a big hit for the band, but the beginning of its downfall. Cold War is a more middle-paced tune from Tommy Shaw. The music is a bit outdated, but it's a fun song with a jumpy sort of vibe. Tommy turns in a fantastic vocal performance, but the song is decidedly 80s and probably wouldn't fit in a current set list. Don't Let It End, the album's second single, is another sappy love song from Dennis DeYoung. It's also one of my very favorite Styx songs. Sometimes a Styx ballad can feel like a bit much, but when they're good, they are damn good. The vocal melodies meld perfectly with the music and orchestration feel of the keyboards, not to mention one hell of an emotional guitar solo, and make this a fantastic song and one that I just have to force myself not to sing along with. High Time ends side A, and while I enjoy parts of it, mainly the chorus, there are parts of it that just quickly get on my nerves. It's definitely an 80s excess sort of tune. For me, this tune just doesn't really work and wears out its welcome pretty fast. Side B opens with a JY rocker and feels like one of the better songs on the album. Though the vocal melody seems a bit odd at times, this is still a song that brings back the Styx rock. It's a gritty, sort of slower-paced rock tune. But after the painful preceding song, this one is a breath of fresh air with some killer guitars and those Styx melodies we all know and love. At just over 6 minutes, Just Get Through This Night is the longest song on the album. Of course, a lot of that is the minute-and-a-half intro, one that feels a bit unnecessary after 40 seconds or so, but it just keeps kind of going. Finally, the intro ends with Tommy singing over some accordion. And in about 2 minutes, the song picks up into one of the quieter Tommy tunes in the band's catalog, almost a page out of Dennis DeYoung's songbook. Luckily, this one works, and it's a pretty decent tune, and another sadly forgotten Styx song. Double Life is a song that I want to like more than I do. Normally, I love a good JY song, but to me, this mid-paced rock song just doesn't quite work. There are some great moments, but to be honest, those parts don't really help pull this song out for me. Haven't We Been Here Before is another slower number from Tommy Shaw, but the vocals and guitar work beautifully together to deliver what I find to be a really fantastic song with some of the best vocals on the disc, and then we reprise the album with the Don't Let It End reprise. It's a nice way to end the album. The band sort of imploded after this. A short movie was written, a stage show was written. The shows did not go well. It polarized the crowd, it angered the band. Tommy left. And they wouldn't do another album until, what was it, 1990, I think, that Edge of the Century came out. So this was the end of the sort of classic era of Styx, because when Tommy finally did return for Brave New World, of course, it was after the death of John Panazzo, so Todd Sucherman played drums on that album. But this, definitely not my favorite Styx album by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a damn good album, and one I pull out, I don't know, fairly often. Anyway, I think that's going to conclude my Styx marathon for now, because I think I'm going to listen to some Godsmack, so who knows. We'll see you next time. Toodles.